A successful interview is the key to getting the job you want. Your resume helped you stand out from the crowd. Now it's time to make a good impression and persuade your potential employer that you are the right fit for the job. In this section, we'll give you some tips to help make your interview successful. Do your homework on the company and the position before you interview. Browse the company's website and talk to previous or current employees. This will help you answer why you want to work there. Find out in advance the name and title of the person or persons who will be interviewing you. If you know their names in advance, you are less likely to forget them after being introduced. Knowing the company's past and future plans will show you are well prepared and allow you to target your answers to the company's needs. Your interview outfit can vary depending on the job you want and the company image. A good thing to keep in mind is to dress in clothes that you would wear on the job. Executives should wear business suits. Office people wear dress clothes. Workers should wear work clothes. If you aren't sure what to wear for the interview, call the company and ask someone in the Human Resources office. Make sure your clothes fit properly and check for any holes, tears, splits, stains, missing buttons, runs, frayed hems, worn cuffs, puckers, pulls, or wrinkles. Avoid bright colors, loud fashions, and patterns that clash. It's a sign that you need a lot of attention. Looking sharp shows respect for yourself and your potential employer. Pay attention to your personal hygiene. Get a good night's sleep. Shower. It will help you look alert and healthy. Wash your hair. Clean hair makes a big statement about your overall hygiene and cleanliness. Brush your teeth. You want the manager to remember you for your skills and personality, not what you had for breakfast. Choose a simple hairstyle that makes you look good. Women, keep your makeup simple. In business, less is more. Men, shave. A 2-day stubble looks great on the weekend, but not in a job interview. Avoid strong perfumes or colognes. Go to your interview alone. Give yourself plenty of time to arrive 5 to 10 minutes early. One way you can accomplish this is visit the site of the interview in advance. This way you know how much time it will take to get there and you can avoid getting lost. Leave your cell phone in the car or turn it off. And expect the unexpected. Your interview could be delayed or they could be ready for you as soon as you walk through the door. It's important to know who you are when you go into an interview. You should be able to identify and articulate your accomplishments. For example, list your accomplishments from your previous job, whether you contributed to the company's profitability, efficiency, or productivity. Skills. What can you do? What skills would you like to develop? You should be able to share information about what you have achieved. Abilities, talents, strengths, and weaknesses. What are you good at? What can you improve? You should have specific examples of how these things affect your work. Knowledge. What do you know? Express yourself intelligently. Interests. What is it that keeps you excited about a job? Show interest in the specific job you are applying for and its responsibilities. Career goals. What are your aspirations? What are your proudest achievements? Be specific with examples and stories that demonstrate initiative, flexibility, creativity, teamwork, leadership, adaptability, responsibility, your proficiency in the field, and a positive attitude towards work. There are several questions you may be asked. Some of those questions are, tell me about yourself. This is usually one of the first questions managers will ask. It's their way of trying to get you to relax before getting into the meat of the interview. What they want to know is, can you do the work? You can answer by talking about your training, skills, accomplishments, and your ability to learn the job quickly. They also want to know if you will do the work. This is your chance to show you are a hard worker, so give a few examples from your past work history to prove it. Finally, they want to know if you're cooperative. Here you can demonstrate that you're a team player and can basically work with anyone. Tell me what you know about our company. This is where you can showcase the research you've done on the company prior to the interview that we mentioned earlier. What skills does this job require? Here you can list all the skills you think will be needed. Tell me about your last job. Talk about your job duties, responsibilities, and accomplishments. How do you feel about being laid off? Though it may be tempting, do not say anything negative about your previous employer. Instead, say that while you miss the people, you are grateful for the opportunities and the skills you gained while working there. Give an example of any major problem you faced and how you solved it. This doesn't necessarily have to be work-related. It can also have something to do with school or a leisure activity. What the manager is looking for is how you define problems, identify options, handle obstacles, and solve the problem. Make sure you tell it as a story. Tell me about an instance where you made a decision, then realized later it was the wrong decision. Admitting to making mistakes shows maturity and that you can learn from your mistakes, but be sure to avoid an example that might reflect on your ability to do the job. Toward the end of most job interviews, the employer will offer you the opportunity to ask questions. You should ask at least one question. To do otherwise could indicate that you don't really have any interest in the job or the company. On your screen are 3 examples of questions that you could ask in any interview. They are, can you describe a typical day for someone in my position? What is the top priority of a person who accepts this job? Is there opportunity for advancement within the organization? It's also important to note that salary and benefits are not discussed until the employer brings them up and a job offer is made. Be sure to request a business card from your interviewer so you can send a thank you note. It can be brief and will give you a chance to say something you may have forgotten to emphasize in the interview. Mail it the day you interview if possible. Finally, evaluate your interview. Was there a question that you were not prepared to answer? Is there any additional research or preparation that you need to do for your next interview? Make sure to note the things you struggled with in the interview and also the things that worked particularly well for you. You can also follow up with members of the interview committee if they are willing. This will help you prepare for your next interview if needed.